So this is going to be a 10th grade geometry class for a little bit of perspective. They already know me. They know my name is Alyssa. In case you didn't, that's my name. So to get started, this is what we've been working on for the last week, is circles. And I have to admit to you guys today, I am starving, and all I can think about is pizza, which is quite coincidental because it is a circle. And so what we've been talking about is the first tier of stuff, which is what we discussed first. We have pi, we have radius, and angle. And as we learned, each of these have their own symbolic representation. So angle will usually be seen as a theta, radius will be seen as an r, and pi will be seen as pi. So this was our first tier of knowledge that we learned. Then we learned the second tier, which was perimeter. So our shorthand is P, and for area, our shorthand is A. Because perimeter was related to both angle and radius, we connected it that way. And because area was related to pi and radius, we connected it that way. Today we have a new vocabulary word that we'll be learning. It is called arc length. And to make this easy to conceptualize, it is going to be the same as the crust length for one slice of pizza. And the crust is my favorite part. And so this brings me over to our learning target, and we're going to derive the formula for arc length. And let me know if you can't see that. And from what we learned previously, derive is the same as find. And so we can go ahead and cross that out and rewrite find. And so since my favorite part is the crust, I have to admit to you, this lesson is a little swayed today. I need you guys to help me find how I can get the biggest slice of pizza possible to make sure I have the biggest piece of crust. Because my favorite is to order Domino's, and I really like to get that butter garlic taste. Because you know, it always comes with like the dipping sauces, you have to use that. So today I'm going to split you up into groups, and we're going to brainstorm a little bit. So I want you guys to go ahead and break up into groups of 4, so this will be a group. We'll have one group back there, one group back there, and one group right here. What I want you to do is go ahead and find the closest part of a whiteboard, and I have visual representations of pizza, not real, not edible, please don't try to eat it. And go ahead and brainstorm on the group, with your group on the board. Make sure you write all ideas because this is brainstorming. That means we do not shoot down each other's ideas, we write everything we come up with. And if somebody's idea has generated a thought of yours, make sure you draw a line to show that thought instigated your thought. And so as soon as I pass these out, I'll repeat the question one more time. So we're going to see what relates to the arc length or the crust length for one slice of pizza. So you guys can go ahead and begin. I'll be walking around the class.
This pizza? What's the pizza? Come on. It's high, right?
Okay. So, if you have like...
But we're trying to find an arc length. So like if we, so is this the arc length right here? Yeah. Right.
I think it's related to angle.
This is the angle.
And the perimeter.
So let's see.
Because like, depending
like
on
if
how
pi d were like this whole arc length, it would be like the whole thing.
Okay, so I know, wait.
Are you being difficult?
I just cut off the crust.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to eat the pizza for the nutrients.
What is the circumference of the
I don't get it, Dan.
It's how do we find pi times diameter?
Okay, yeah, so we have to find the circumference.
Precisely about
Yeah.
that.
So
2 pi r.
No, pi times.
Yeah, so 2 pi r.
Oh my god.
So I'm trying to think. So then like,
Sorry.
or this length would be,
And then you
would it
just
be half of that, right?
how much of the circumference are you using?
Yeah, so we're only using it
From here.
So that would be the
angle.
Because there's 360 degrees, right? So would angle, right?
But then how would we, then from the angle, we can figure out the fraction of radius, right? Circumference.
Would it help if I showed you another
That.
I don't remember any of this.
Well, I'm curious as to.
So do we, has like degrees for like change or?
I think it was different.
Maybe like angle.
You mean like the angle?
The angle.
So
percentage of
Oh,
pi
no,
that it is.
Right.
I don't know.
No, so the circle,
So why don't you go
the
ahead
whole
and write
circle
what
is
else
like
can
split up, right? Like there's like,
Because you're saying
I don't
like the whole
remember
piece
them,
above.
but like
I know
this one is like, this is like.
So if the
one
whole
four
circle is
pi.
180
The whole
degrees.
circle.
We're holding
360, right?
360. One half would be 180. And then a third of that.
Right, so we don't, I mean, she's just asking us generally for arc length, we don't know. But like, say it was,
Cause I remember like we went like quadrant.
Like you never put like pi into a fraction.
But you could, because remember, like
If the angle
radians
were-
are a function of pi, and it's
I don't know, 20 degrees,
So maybe it's like something between pi.
what percentage of 360 is that?
So we write
So-
I feel like I wanna know that.
Yeah, so like
So we
this
need,
one is the
we need pi, we know we need pi, we know
You can even go like further. It's a 90
So it's like
degree
related to
angle.
all three of them, right?
Yeah, so it's related to the angle and the
Right.
You can just write radians, question mark.
keep going like that. We're supposed to write all of our angles. But that's still, or I guess then you use
80 by 3.
It's gone around the circle.
You can, are they even pieces?
That's what we don't know.
Would you guys like me to repeat the question?
So
Like,
No, 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 I have it up there.
Yeah, would you, so generally, would it
Arc
be,
length.
is it make sense
We
to
just
say that would
figure out how the
be
angle
pi
relates
times
to
d times the percentage?
So there's
Or
300.
is that not right?
It'd be
we can
like
write
the
that down.
circumference divided by.
No wrong answers,
Oh, but you
except that
could
there
do that,
are.
like if this angle is like 360, divide that by 360, that gives us a fraction that we can multiply by the circumference.
Maybe. Maybe.
Does that
No,
work?
that's right.
It makes more sense than
Okay, so like x,
cutting off the
or,
grass.
oh, angle, theta, divided by 360, because that's the circle, and then times that by the circumference,
which is
would equal
We haven't crossed that anyway.
okay. So I think so.
It seems logical.
You guys feel like
But I don't know if the angle
This is
is zero. I feel like we need something else in there.
I mean,
No.
Well, let's test it, let's see if that works.
Okay,
like,
yeah, let's say,
use-
okay, well,
use
let's just
something
say it's
simple.
like a fourth of the pizza, right? So it's like
say
25%.
You mean like give it a
Yeah.
length to the
I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
So then it'd be
Say the
25%
diameter is
of
like
the-
20
Yeah,
centimeters.
and the angle for that would be 90 degrees.
divided by 360 is 1/4.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
then so you should put the 2 pi r in there.
Quarter of the
instead
pizza?
circumference, or like
Yeah, quarter, let's
okay,
make it
let's just
easy.
do quarter.
I think that would be our equation.
Well, I think we would know that.
we already have
So, quarter of 360.
So write down as many ideas as you can.
We can be done.
We're done.
You sure?
Yeah. I'll start.
We're just doing a hypothetical situation.
Oh, you
You
are?
are?
Okay. I didn't want to stop you guys. We're having wonderful discussion. It's just for ours, yeah.
So there are
Band.
Oh, we're supposed to find it.
Oh, we're supposed to do it our
Oh, so
specific
it's one
pizza.
So
third.
90 times pi.
Oh, we're supposed to find it.
1/3, right? Is it 1/3?
Yeah.
Pizza?
Yeah, that works, right?
But the problem is then you are multiplying it by our degrees.
2/3.
That's what we're not doing, instead we multiply it by 25%. So like, pi times d times 25% should be right,
So it would
right?
be
I was gonna say our school is half of 100, so
Times 20.
Yeah, that's
Twenty.
Times 0.25.
Well,
15.7.
centimeters.
pi.
if we want to convert them. back,
Maybe I
yeah,
should
we're
redraw
not-
this.
So we'll go ahead and redirect attention back to the class. So please put your markers down. That way they don't walk off. And so what we were discussing is what inputs can influence our output of arc length. So what we're looking for are specific variables, and this would be within some of the vocabulary we learned previously, and so you'd be pulling from there. And so we'll go ahead and go to each of the groups and let everybody talk, elect a spokesperson, and pick at least one variable. I guarantee we'll go around the class multiple times, that way all variables are listed. Do you guys want to start?
The diameter influences it.
Okay, diameter, what did you guys say?
We said 2 times the radius, which is the diameter. I don't know.
The
I like how
radius.
you're already connecting ideas.
You got the circumference, if you took just you're trying to find a specific piece, you just take the fraction that piece is, and then multiply it by the circumference.
Yep, relates back to our previous lesson. That's a good connection, and I'm gonna put that on hold because that's something I wanna bring up later.
Okay.
So what did you guys think?
Theta was a variable.
And what else do we call theta? Okay, thank you. Including those math terms. What do you guys think?
Ours is kind of inside, but I guess circumference, other than just radius, it can be circumference.
Okay. So I'm hearing a lot of similar ideas. Everybody's mentioned circumference. And what's important about circumference from what we've learned? What is it made up of?
The crust.
Yep, it's the crust, it's the perimeter. Another way we could also think of it as radius. And so we want to break all these down as much as possible. That way we connect it back to our previous concepts. And so why doesn't everybody take some time and get out a sheet of paper, write down what you think out of everybody's variables on the board, connect as many as possible to each other. I know everybody hasn't mentioned all of them yet, but we've mentioned angle, we've mentioned circumference, we've mentioned diameter. How do those all connect to each other? And I've taken away my poster you can't see anymore. Generate your own thoughts. Pictures help if you find yourself struggling with writing. And remember, how do these all relate to one? Feel free to comment what's a good idea and what's a bad idea. Why don't you take about 30 seconds to 1 more minute to wrap up your writing with yourself, your opinions. You can place your pencils down when you're done, that way you know when you're done. Everybody should be about done writing. What I want you to do is make sure you dog-ear this page and hold on to it because we'll be discussing this more later in class tomorrow.